Let's go, Jaguar fans. You know, every Tuesday I'm bringing the breakdown to you. Nice play action fake right here from Trevor Lawrence. And today, of course, we're going to break down one of the more epic collapses at the beginning of this NFL season. And to be honest, I'm actually going to give T-Law a lot of credit. So, BTJ had himself a tough day, and Trevor found ways to work around it. This is honestly a really good job by the protection, and then Trevor just going through all of his progressions, eventually working Brenton Strange on the whip route, little pivot action to the inside, and he's able to pick up the first down. And then we get to hear really fun concept. I believe they ran this to BTJ for a touchdown last year versus Miami. And instead, this time it's De'Ami Brown running the deep over to the opposite pylon right here. And Trevor, while backing up, while getting hit, we know the arm is plenty good. Look at that throw, baby. Okay, so this is going to be a bigger part of your offense as the season moves on. And it was always a good sign for Bashal Tootin fans that when they got rid of Tank Bigsby, that showed that they have a lot of trust in Tootin to be the RB2. There's a dirty picture ahead. There's 92 that he has to worry about. But the speed of Bashal Tootin is truly incredible. He is a fantastic athlete. And I think in the perfect scenario, he has a Darren Sproles type of career. So Bashal Tootin, he's got a lot of juice. This throw from Trevor is one of those things where it feels like a big man is shooting a 30-foot three and he shoots 27% from that area. You're wincing when this ball is let go because there is good coverage on the play, but it's completed anyway. Trevor throws his football high. He's trusting his playmaker to go up there and get it, and he does. Okay, really nice play right there from Parker Washington. So now we get the potentially, I'm gonna use that word, worst INT of Trevor's game here. Trey Hendrickson is arguably the clutchest pass rusher in the NFL in the red zone here, generates a lot of pressure, and Trevor just throws his football up to Travis Hunter, and it's intercepted. Okay, this is just never being completed. And when you look at this pre-snap, you can see Travis Hunter is running a corner, and running this type of route versus this type of leverage here is oftentimes a losing proposition. I can understand if this is Justin Jefferson. You can see Travis Hunter runs a semi-decent route right here, but because he was under pressure, he was just trusting. Trav beat him really badly. NFL DBs are good enough to adjust in the red zone, and this play is picked. Okay, let's move ahead to this screen right here. The score is 7-7, so that turnover, instead of it being 10-0, was, it was a red zone turnover. Bengals drive down and score. But, the Travis Hunter screen game is going to be interesting. I know they want to get the football to him, but how good is he as a receiver? On the very next play, you get the 2nd and 3, put him on the same side as BTJ to hopefully draw some coverage. Good job by Trevor seeing that the coverage is really soft. Move the chains, good throw, good catch. And then obviously, can Travis Hunter do something? One thing I'll say about Travis is his change of direction isn't as smooth as one would like, right? Things do tend to move a little slow. His feet, he loses balance a little bit when he plays, and a lot of other facets as well. And here's another creative way to get him the football. You're running a little split zone action from the receiver, and obviously play action fake. Look at all this coverage it draws here to the left, so you're rolling out to the right side. This linebacker also slips. He slips, so once again, it could be the Cincinnati turf. Trav, a little bobble there, no big deal. I will say, as far as turf fields are concerned, the Saints had some massive tripping issues as well. One thing I will say about this play, let's make sure we get the first down. I understand we don't want to take big hits, but this was kind of a soft finish, and I think just depending on where this is spotted, I don't think he actually got the first down looking at where he gave himself up. And believe it or not, he didn't. So we get to this play right here, and the funny thing about it is 2nd and 1s, analytically, it's actually the best down in football, especially in plus territory. I normally like to take shots on 2nd and 1. Well, giving the ball to Etienne is an explosive play waiting to happen based on how he's playing up to this point in the season. He is a Pro Bowler, arguably the best running back. Actually, I don't know. He might not even be the best running back in the AFC South up to this point because Jonathan Taylor's balling out of control. But Etienne is playing really well. And then when you get to the red zone, what do? Well, you call that same little screen with Bashal Tutin, right? The Kansas City Chiefs have done this with Travis Kelce. This honestly is a really good design here. I don't know if this was uh, a miscommunication, but you could see here that the offensive linemen are screen releasing to the right, and you're actually throwing this to the left. Okay? Another thing that helps out, look at this. Look at how many Bengals are on the ground. Just a calamitous group at this point in the season. And Tootin, he could toot, right? That wasn't the smoothest. But, oh well. God, this is really good quarterbacking from Trevor. This is good offense as well. I love motioning a receiver in a running start on a deep over, right? Especially if you're doing it versus man. And this gets passed off. They switch their assignments here. And then there's defenders he has to run through on his own. And Trevor sees that, and it's an easy throw to Parker Washington. It's good play design as well. Boom. A relatively quick hitting, explosive pass play. And look at where you are now. You're in field goal range. And Parker Washington showing off here. Okay, P-Dub. Let's go, P-Dub. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, man, he's still on his feet. Parker Washington. Parker Washington. But then, of course, it ends with the Trevor red zone interception. You come out of the 2-minute warning here, and Trevor throws his football up to Trav. And this isn't, to me, the absolute worst throw in the world. You would like to see this ball just go down. It's still not a good throw. Remember, he got away with something similar a little bit earlier. And this, honestly, is just an incredible pick and an unlucky bounce. Still, you don't want to be making that throw at all, okay? Ugh. Ugh. 1st and 10, and, well, you guys are used to not great pass protection. This isn't the worst. Trevor steps up to help it. Okay, 2 hands on the football. You love to see it. Then you got to deal with Trey Hendrickson here. Not a good spot to be in. And Trev, against his body, just throws an effort ball, which is fine with 20 seconds left to go, I guess you could say, at the end of the second quarter. And he just throws this up to BTJ. And, well, this is good stuff from Travis Hunter. He hustles, and the ball bounces right to him. Okay? We'll take it. And here we go. This is more of a college type of thing. Let's just get the football out to Etienne really quickly. Okay? And now you have numbers. All right? You just need 3 blocks, and you hope Etienne can make one guy miss, and he does. Okay? He takes a bad angle, and guess what? You're walking into the end zone. A good block right there from Strain. Good job by Coen bringing in this heavy play action fake offense. Really sell the run right here. And BTJ on deep overs is one of the best routes by any receiver in all of football right here. That play action really helps your protection as well, especially if you've been running the football well. Look at that throw. That is just really, really, really good stuff. Okay, let's get to this 3rd and goal. And look, there was a play in the preseason where I called out Trevor Lawrence's medicine ball to BTJ. Okay, this is where I'm going to push back on myself, right? I use that term some of the time, but quarterback is so difficult, in particular in the red zone, that as a receiver, there's always going to be risk of you getting hit big time, right? The benefit is you don't play in the old days where guys really could sleepy hollow you. I mean, this has just got to be better from BTJ. It just does, okay? I love him dearly, but you could see he kind of protects himself. It's a difficult grab right here, but he's ducking already. It needs to be better. Alrighty, what a call right here from Liam Coen, but also give Trevor a lot of credit for making this throw. It all starts with the protection. This is really, really, really well done. There is a twister coming around, but because Trevor Lawrence sees pre-snap that it's man-to-man. There is a deep safety, a single high safety. He knows with this leverage advantage right here, okay, this DB is trailing De'Ami Brown. He knows that this sideline is going to be open. Okay, so you have a stop or an in-breaker right here, and Trevor sees that this is open. Okay, you could always say that the ball could be delivered a half second sooner. I think it's just fine right here. But man, look at this. Look at this. This is elite quarterbacking in the National Football League, baby. All right, so let's move ahead to this 3rd and 14. And honestly, this is some good play calling from Coen. It looks like you're waving the white flag here by just handing this football off. But no, you might be able to pick up all the yards, force them to have to make a tackle. And Bashal Tutin's got real juice. So you get here, and then we get into the controversial decision to go for this on 4th and 5. Look, I am a math guy, and the math says to go for it here, and I am in agreement with the math. Okay, sometimes I disagree with the 4th down clocks that are out there, or the 4th down bots, if you will, that says go for it or not go for it. In this instance, going for it and getting this doesn't necessarily end the game either, because the Bengals still had 3 timeouts left, and you still need to score a touchdown to justify this decision. But a field goal still keeps it a 1-possession game. Jamar Chase is on that other sideline. And obviously, if BTJ catches this, even if he's stopped short right here, it's a lot different starting this drive on this yard line compared to this yard line. So, yes, it's a bad drop by BTJ. He's probably... Is he getting this if he catches it smoothly and falls forward? He probably is. It would be very close. But the drop is still big, even if he didn't get the yards to gain. So, what do we make of this Trevor Lawrence performance? Well, I am the single most vocal Trevor Lawrence skeptic, if you want to call me a hater, all those different things. But like I said at the beginning of the video, this game from number 16 was actually, to me, pretty good. Now, we can get into a debate. And obviously, on this final play, we weren't even lined up properly. Offensive line looking back at the QB. Snap was early, and then it's just dipsy-doodle, whoopsie-doo. What does Scott Van Pelt say? But whatever. It's pitchy woo-woo. That's what SVP says. I really, 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 really am saying this with conviction. I am an ESPN QBR diehard. It's probably my favorite statistic that's out there. But, man, a 34.2 grade for Trevor is downright nefarious in this performance. Now, he did have his typical Trevor misses, and yes, some of the picks in this game were diabolical. I didn't show you one of the picks from this game where BTJ kind of let him down, and I feel so uncomfortable saying some BTJ criticism because he is one of my favorite NFL players, period. But, dude, the film just did not show Trevor Lawrence having a bad game. I thought the Carolina game, where he had a 71 QBR, was overvalued, and I think this Trevor game was undervalued. Now, this Bengals defense is hot dog water, but the truth is, I do feel this was a step in the right direction with Trevor, and ironically, where the issues lie are the targets that are going to the first-round picks, BTJ, and trying to figure out what is the best way to actually use Travis Hunter on this team. So that in and of itself is difficult. But I see the vision here with Liam Coen. AFC South is very interesting and still up for grabs. And yeah, this could be the game that breaks you, right? Cincinnati game a few years ago in Cincy was one that you felt like you probably should have won. So look, this stinks if you're a Jaguars fan, but me being the single most vocal Trevor Lawrence hater. I have said it plenty of times. I think he's the worst quarterback in the NFL, but this was a good Trevor game. It was a good Trevor game. Okay? It is Power Hour NFL. Boom! Tonight we're doing chicken.